Bicolanos are among the Philippines' numerous ethnolinguistic groups. They trace their origins to the broader Austronesian migration, waves of seafaring people who began spreading from Taiwan into the Philippines around 2200 BC. The linguistic foundation for this out-of-Taiwan model was laid by the American historical linguist Robert Blust, whose comparative work on Austronesian languages showed a clear trail of divergence southward from Taiwan. His ideas were later reinforced by archaeological findings interpreted by Peter Bellwood, an Australian archaeologist, who highlighted the cultural and technological shifts these migrants brought, including farming and advanced seafaring. For the Bicol region, researchers have proposed a plausible dual migration route. One path likely moved from Samar to Leyte to Masbate, bringing Bisayan-type speech. The other seems to have come from southern Luzon, through the Camarines and Quezon provinces, carrying forms more closely aligned with early Tagalog. This interpretation is supported by R. David Zorc, a linguist specializing in Philippine historical linguistics, who identified what he called a Bisbic axis to describe the shared innovations between Bisayan and Bicol languages. As these early Austronesian settlers moved in, the speech of the Bicolanos gradually diverged from both Bisayan and Tagalog groups. Although Bicol languages belong to the Greater Central Philippine subgroup, linguistically closer to the Bisayan family than to Tagalog, they developed unique sound patterns, word formations, and grammatical features that set them apart. This linguistic evolution suggests a long period of localized development, distinct from their neighboring groups. Today, the Bicol region is home to several major language varieties. In the north and coastal lowlands, people speak what is often called Central Bicol, the most widely used and recognized form. Inland areas, especially around Iriga, speak Rinconada Bicol, which differs markedly in vocabulary and pronunciation. In southern Bicol, especially Masbate and parts of Sorsogon, people speak languages often referred to as Bisacol, hybrid forms that show strong Bisayan influence due to proximity and earlier migration waves. The location of each group reflects its historical connections. Northern Bicol languages share more features with Tagalog, likely a result of closer geographic and trade contact with the Quezon region, while the southern languages retain vocabulary, phonology, and sentence structures more similar to Bisayan tongues like Waray and Hiligaynon. This pattern mirrors the dual entry routes suggested by linguistic mapping. Despite shared ancestry, Bicol and Tagalog are not mutually intelligible in any practical sense. Even within Bicol, intelligibility varies greatly. A speaker of Central Bicol from Naga may struggle to understand Rinconada from Iriga. In contrast, Masbateño and Southern Sorsogon speakers can often understand Visayan languages relatively well, though the reverse is not always true. This asymmetry is common in contact zones where one group becomes more accustomed to bilingual interaction than the other. Before Austronesians arrived, the Bicol Peninsula was likely inhabited by Negrito populations, small, mobile hunter-gatherer groups with Australo-Melanesian ancestry. These communities had lived in the region for tens of thousands of years, long before Austronesian migrants arrived. According to genetic studies summarized by Maximiliano Larena and colleagues, northern and southern Philippine Negritos likely diverged around 46,000 years ago. Southern groups, including those near Bicol, show small amounts of Papuan-related ancestry, in addition to their older Southeast Asian roots. The arrival of Austronesians did not erase these earlier peoples. Instead, intermarriage and cultural exchange followed. By the time Bicolano identity took shape, Negrito ancestry had already blended into the local population. Modern Negrito groups across the Philippines retain roughly 30 to 50% Austronesian ancestry, depending on region. In turn, all lowland populations today, including Bicolanos, carry some trace of this older heritage, a quiet reminder of the deep time beneath the archipelago's more visible histories. Thank you so much for joining this cultural exploration. If you enjoyed learning about the amazing Bicolanos, please hit that like button, share this video with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more journeys around the world. See you in the next video.